Can you hear me? Shut up.
Can you hear me? Yes! Yes! Victory is mine once again! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! That was so much fun! I ruined the beginning of the show, don't you know? Yeah! I love it! Oh no!
Am I on? There he is. Is that me? Hi, guys. Let's see. Hold on. So I noticed earlier there were some people here, and then problems. So let me go back and do my. Oh, I was gonna play David E. Person's video, but nobody could hear it. Anyway, I was because when I rebooted, I had to close all my windows. So now I got to go back to my history and see which videos I had lined up for today. What a pain in the rectum, almost killed him. I don't know, man. I make this stuff up as I go. Oh, come on. Are you serious? It's showing me. Oh, wait. Here we go. 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 Go, go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go, go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go, go. I think I found what I was looking for. Yeah. I think that's it.
On the first day of grifting, YouTube showed to me Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the second day of grifting, YouTube showed to me Chili spouting crazy and Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the third day of grifting, YouTube showed to me freaky folks in Denver, Chili spouting crazy and Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the fourth day of grifting, YouTube showed to me frauditors with records, freaky folks in Denver, Chili spouting crazy, and Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the fifth day of grifting, YouTube showed to me 5 felonies, frauditors with records, freaky folks in Denver, Chili spouting crazy, and Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the sixth day of grifting, YouTube showed to me jerks in elevators, 5 felonies, frauditors with records, freaky folks in Denver, Chili spouting crazy, and Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the seventh day of grifting, YouTube showed to me Justin Cheese still busted, jerks in elevators, 5 felonies, frauditors with records, freaky folks in Denver, Chili spouting crazy, and Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the 8th day of grifting, YouTube showed to me Regan screeching madly, Justin Cheese still busted, jerks in elevators, 5 felonies, frauditors with records, freaky folks in Denver, Chili spouting crazy, and Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the 9th day of grifting, YouTube showed to me greedy, creepy Davy, reading, screeching madly, Justin Cheese still busted, jerks in elevators, 5 felonies, frauditors with records, freaky folks in Denver, Chili spouting crazy, and Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the 10th day of grifting, YouTube showed to me disgusting spouse abusers, greedy, creepy David, Regan screeching madly, Justin G still busted, jerks in elevators, 5 felonies. Even singing about frauditors is tiring. Frauditors with records, freaky folks in Denver, Chili spouting crazy, And Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the 11th day of grifting, YouTube showed to me Sean Reyes head exploding, disgusting spouse abusers, greedy, creepy Davey, Regan screeching madly, Justin G still busted, jerks in elevators, 5 felonies, frauditors with records, freaky folks in Denver, chili spouting crazy, and with Serio sweeping his own legs. On the 12th day of grifting, YouTube showed to me no one working on a story. Sean Reyes head exploding, disgusting spouse abusers, greedy, creepy David, Regan screeching madly, Justin G still busted, jerks in elevators, 5 felonies, frauditors with records, freaky folks in Denver, chili spouting crazy, and Glenn Serio sweeping his own legs. On the 13th day of grifting, YouTube showed to me
13.
I can't take any more help. I saw Glenn Serio's legs. No, help, help, help!
All right. All right, that was awesome. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our very own David E. Pearsons. The people persons. I don't know who's still here from earlier because I had audio issues. Voodoo turned off my sound. But in the meantime, P. Barnes was here. At least that's as far as back as mine will go since I rebooted. We got Highway Star. What's up? Greg Jodick. All right. Kevin Omega Man ZX Arcade. And there's David E. Persons. All right. Tiny Chihuahua Life is here. The Lessonator. What's up? Hey, what's up? We got Victoria B. All right. Texas Tim in the house. Yeah, yeah. Poop Hammer. Crap Hammer. Society Red, what's up? Oh, man. One of these days, I'm going to get rid of this cough, and it's going to be so awesome to go 24 hours without coughing. Oh, man, I love it. It's been so long, I almost forgot what it's like. Brian Showman, The Sound of Silence. Victoria B with a 7-month membership milestone. Hez, we can't hear you. I know. That's why I rebooted. Anyway, thank you so much. Here's your happy dance. Let's go. All right. Thank you. Woohoo. I saw Peck in here earlier. I haven't seen Peck in forever. If he's still here, what's up, Peck? Greg Jodick, hey. Live stream for the hearing impaired. All right, let's go. Kingstu 2000. Good morning, all. That's everybody. That's all of you. P. Barnes, Tiny. I thought I saw. There he is, Paul Cohen. I hope you're still here, buddy, because I wanted to tell you I saw that you got shouted out on Flat Derp the other day. That was awesome. Let's see. King Stu, P. Barnes, Greg Jonick. This isn't the stream you're looking for. This isn't the stream I'm looking for. Why not? Press that like button. Stefan St. German, what's up? Society Red, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Yeah, man. Yeah, it was kind of a debacle earlier. I don't know what the heck happened. You know what? I'll tell you what, though. I don't know if you guys remember, but those of you who were here the other day, I had a problem where, like, the buttons weren't doing anything. If you remember. And then I had to switch the wires around, and then it worked. So I'm thinking maybe it's weird because I've been doing so much better. I've been so happy that I got this soundboard again. And it's literally the same soundboard I was using in Florida. Not, oh, okay, I shouldn't say literally. Like the one I was using in Florida is still in Florida. But I mean, it's the same brand, the same model, the same machine. I just bought it again because generous donations from you guys. But it's not like a $500 piece of equipment. It's relatively cheap, and maybe it's starting to get funky on me. I don't know. One of the USBs, I noticed, like I just jiggled it a little bit, and then all of a sudden, like it connected, and then it didn't. So I don't know if like maybe the USB connector inside the computer is getting loose for me plugging in and out all the time. I don't know. But anyway, Highway Star for $2. Zap Voodoo for crapping on the wires.
Oh, come on, man. I mean, I know you guys know I did it because I said I did it because I'm proud of it, man. That's right. I'm proud. I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm dumb and I'm proud. Wait, what? No, I'm not. Oh, crap. Okay, I'm sorry. I pooped on the wire. Yeah.
Anyway, he's a dumb. All right, let's see. Who else did we get? Victoria B. P. Barnes. Leland Squirrels, what's up? P. Barnes, Paul Cohen. Society Red. Anyone else? Lexi Ann, what's up? Anyone else I didn't say hello to? Let's see. Oh, hey, J. Bond, I haven't seen you in a minute. What's up? Welcome. Great to see you. All right, it's the holiday season. Oh, hoop-dee-doo, when Hickory Dock. Everybody's gonna have to put up a sock, 'cause he's coming down the chimney down. Coming down the chimney down. Oh, I should have put my stocking here. Like I have like my Christmas stuff all up on the other side of the room. But I'm thinking like now, like I should put some of it up back here so that you guys can see it too. And I got a stocking and it's a bear's. I'll show you in a minute. Stocking. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. Been very busy lately. Actual work, camera in my hand, ain't paying my living. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the other thing, J Bond. My show used to be 3 hours, now it's only an hour and a half because I got a new job and I have to leave. Well, for one thing, I got to take Mini Hez to school every day, but then after that, I got to go to work. Hey, it's a Mystic Narwhal. Having problems with my Wi-Fi, and Amazon charged me $150 for some Prime thing that I didn't order right before Christmas too. You know what though? That's exactly the kind of thing that happens around Christmas time. I'll tell you guys a story. I'll tell you. Hold on. So yesterday, I checked my mail, and my mom told me my mom told me she was sending cards to me for all my kids, and she was going to put money in the cards. When I checked my mail yesterday, all 4 envelopes were open and the money was gone. The cards were there, but the money was gone, and they were open. Somebody had ripped them open and took the money out. Just like that. Right around Christmas time, crime goes way up because criminals don't want to buy presents. They want to steal them and then give them to people. Oh, that was so nice of you to get me this. Yeah, I stole it. Ha ha. The attitude of thieves really, really, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because when I see, like, I don't know if you guys have seen these videos where they go after porch pirates. They make these fake packages, but they put like glitter bombs or stuff in them so that if somebody, and sometimes they'll put a camera in there and they'll make a video of the camera, angle of the bad guys opening the package. And sometimes you see these videos and it's sad because they'll be there with their little kids and the kids will be like, "Oh, did you get it, mommy? Did you get it?" Yeah, I got it. Cool, yay! Like, what are you teaching these children? Like, anyway, somebody said what did I get? when I rebooted, everything that was in my chat before that disappeared. I could only see stuff since then because now somebody is saying something about somebody gave a gifted membership. Hey, Nightwolf is here. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. A lot of people coming back that I haven't seen in a minute. Maybe because it's the holiday season. People have time to chill and to watch. Hey, Josiah Stalbert, what's up? Great to see you again as well. Uh, let's see. I might have got hacked. Yeah, it definitely happens. Let's see. All right. What I do have here is I have Victoria B with the 7-month membership milestone, which I covered, and Highway Star with the $2. And for the gifted membership, here's a happy dance. Let's go. All right. Yes, thank you. Anyway, holy crap. I'm sorry, guys. Obviously, this morning I had technical issues, and now I'm just catching up. Got to go back again through my history to see if I could find out where everything is. Let's see. La-di-da. Come on. Boop hammer crab sandwich sauce. All right. Wait. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, there was the one thing I was looking at. Where was it? That I wanted to show you guys. Cool. It's, let's see. Wait. Almost. Yep. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, perfect. All right. So I found this video. I'm going to drop a link to it. It's the one I'm going to show. I wanted to show this because I love seeing the point of view of people that aren't normally part of like our, group or whatever, talking about the stuff we talk about. And yesterday, I found it yesterday. It's got over 1 million views. The guy has 4 million subscribers. He's called Wedding Goon. I've never seen him before, never heard of him, but he made a sovereign citizen video a few days ago. So I found it yesterday. So I thought, oh, we got to watch this because it's awesome seeing a different person's point of view on the whole sovereign citizen movement. But this is like a 50-minute, it's almost an hour video. I'm not going to play the whole thing. So I'm starting it at about 20 minutes in. So this is great stuff. If you want to check out the whole video, again, here's the link. And let's check this out, guys. This is some good stuff. This is like a lot of what he says is great. Plus, I like it when people outside of our community, I guess, talk about this stuff because it's like, yeah, no, we're not the crazy ones. They're the crazy ones because even when other people look at what they're doing, they're like, man, these guys are nuts. LaDonna Rogers, what's up? Anyway, let's get into it.
Because now I get to talk about the weird and wacky history of the world according to sovereign citizens. So the first thing to make clear is sovereign citizen is a very scattered term. Just because two people call themselves sovereign citizens does not mean they hold the exact same ideology. As mentioned earlier, there's like white supremacist sovereign citizens, and as we're going to talk about in a minute, there are black supremacist sovereign citizens. So in other words, every one of them does not believe everything I'm about to say. This is just the narrative that tends to pop up in a lot of their written documents, or the kind of rhetoric you'll hear them espouse online. Because as we're going to talk about in this official account, it is hardly official at the best of times. So again, speaking in generality, the first thing you need to know about the sovereign citizen idea is that, for one, the United States government does not exist. More specifically, it used to exist, but then it quit existing at some point. What point is that, you may ask? Well, that's a great question, because there is no hard consensus for when this actually happened, but all they know is that at some point the government quit being the government. Most theories will say this happened sometime during the Civil War. Other alternatives is it happened during the creation of Washington, D.C., like the formation of it, and others say it was in 1933 when the United States dollar left the gold standard and became a fiat currency. At whatever point it happened, the United States quit being a country and instead became a corporation. A corporation of who, you may ask? Great Britain, or also Israel sometimes. A lot of sovereign citizen movements love to hammer home the use of language in legal settings, only they always use it incorrectly. For example, in 1878, when the District of Columbia, or Washington, D.C., was formed into a municipal corporation, they take the word corporation quite literally as to say the entire government is now a business. Because of that, they believe that the United States switched from a common law idea to a commercial law idea. In other words, the country once ran off of laws and rules that were made by consensus and for the operation of its people, but now exist for the operation of a company. It's because of this, in a lot of their legalese, you will hear terms like admiralty law or maritime law, because again, they're under the idea that the United States is effectively an international extension of Great Britain. So any of their laws might as well be the rule of the admiralty or the rule of trade over the seas, maritime. Some will take this to the extent to say that the bar, the thing which lawyers in the United States are judged up against, actually stands for British Accreditation Registry. Or that the gold fringes seen on American flags in courtrooms is not just an aesthetic choice, but is actually a subtle clue to all of us, for some reason, that it is an extension of the Navy, because naval vessels will do that, I guess, sometimes. Therefore, any interaction you have with the United States government is binding you to that massive corporation. So the only way you can be free of it is if you opt out. See, a lot of sovereign citizens will say that the United States is this super evil, massive corporate empire, which I can get behind in isolation, but that also, for some reason, you can do business loopholes to get out of it. Like, they'll just let you out if you know the correct words to say in court and the correct paperwork to file. I already talked about some of them, like resisting birth certificates or driver's license or social security numbers. But another big one is the separation of you yourself, the person, from you yourself, the business entity. This is something known as the straw man theory, which was put forward by Roger Elvick, the guy that wrote the redemption package. The idea is whenever the United States left either the gold backing for the American dollar or during the Civil War or whatever, in order to make the dollar have value, they began leveraging American individuals to other governments based on their potential monetary factor. In other words, whenever you're born in the United States or do anything to get a United States citizenship, that is leverage that the government creates about how much money you could potentially make in your lifetime. Depending on who you ask, this can be tens of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars. So, tied to every individual, there is an invisible bank account that the United States has stashed and is just banking on the idea that you'll never go to cash it in. So a lot of the strategies that they will use in order to come up with these money schemes is to draw off of that secret bank account that they are tied to. This is done by separating yourself from your legal identity and then drawing from your legal identity's worth. Or in other words, your straw man's worth. One of their points of evidence for this is that often on official documentation, your name will be presented in all caps. So there is the Isaiah, which is me, capital I-S-A-I-A-H, and then there is all caps I-S-A-I-A-H. And if I, lowercase Isaiah, can remove myself from uppercase Isaiah, I get all of the money that uppercase Isaiah is entitled towards. That's also leverage to other governments that I can just take for some reason. And there are all kinds of proposed means to go about this. You can file a trademark for your name. You can file a financing statement against your straw man or against yourself, but again in all caps. You can file specific documents with the Secretary of Treasury. When you go to pay bills, you can simply fill out your social security number, which means the government is entitled to draw the money off of the secret bank account that social security number is attached to. You can report funds as the tax withheld. You can file a 1099 OID, which in a lot of circles is believed to be the secret document you can file to get access to this bank account. In some cases, you can simply write taken for value on a check, or accepted for value, or A4V, which is a big thing in these circles. You can even simply write on documents in red ink, which red ink, according to them, is used in order to end contracts a lot of the time. So by filing official paperwork with red ink, you are subtly telling the government that you no longer want to be a part of their corporation. And again, for any of this to work, the government has to also let you off the hook if you know how to outsmart it. For some reason, in a lot of these theories, the post office always comes up as being like a huge mediator of the government's true power. So in a lot of the documentation they file, there will be stamps attached because that is, again, like a cheat code to get it through to the correct channels. Also, the FBI and Treasury Direct websites have also had to make statements saying, what? Because they were asked so many times if there's secret bank accounts tied to every person's name worth millions of dollars. So I'm sure that was confusing for everyone at first. Another way that they'll do this to say that you can outsmart the government if you figure out all their secret tricks is through speech. So for example, if you are ever to refer to yourself as John Smith, then you are, because that is your government assigned name, tying yourself through the contract by your own grammar. So a lot of the time, they will not refer to themselves by their name. Instead, it will be John Smith, or John the son of Smith, or in parentheses or quotation marks around it, or some way of not just saying that that's their name. Another thing you'll see, especially in court or traffic stops, is phrases like, oh, I am not John Smith, I am the person existing and traveling the earth who is hitherto referred as John Smith. And several will say that in any legal interaction that you have with a government employee, your phrasing has to be perfect, or else you subtly give in to this social contract. So for example, if a cop asks you, do you understand me? You should never say, I understand. Because by saying that, you are saying that you are under the standing of the police officer, and instead need to say something like, I comprehend. Because they are so opposed to driver's license, none of them have them. But their reasoning around it is that driving, or being a driver, only applies to someone who is transporting paid passengers or moving commercial goods, like driver the occupation. And instead, they are not driving, they are simply traveling or commuting. It even comes down to the phrasing of the term citizens. Like, again, one of the big theories within a lot of these ideas is that during the Civil War was when all this took place, right? So when the 14th Amendment passed, the amendment that made slaves and other people in the United States citizens of the United States, well, those are 14th Amendment citizens, citizens with a capital C, which indicates that they are a member of the American corporation. But if you are a citizen, lowercase c, that refers to you, the individual who is a free living person, but with a capital C, that refers to you as a 14th Amendment property of the state. Figures in the movement like David Miller have claimed to invent something known as quantum grammar to use in courtrooms to get the...
What? You want to know what I'm doing? Look, I hung the stocking. My bear's stocking. And I woke up Minnie Hez because he fell back asleep. Say hi to the peoples, Minnie Hez. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was taking care of him, getting him ready. Oh, by the way, I had an idea for the thing that your school was talking about for today. Oh, when there was no sound, I was trying to show you guys. He got his own Rubik's Cube, that he showed me the other day, and it's one layer. It's a 3x1 or 3x3x1, and it's cool because it seems like it's this silly little thing, but the more we were playing with it last night, it was yesterday, right? We were playing with it and we realized like you could do all these other like cool things with it. Like I don't it's just it because it's different. You can move it in completely different ways and do things like get one square completely missing, and then how do you solve it and it's on the wrong side, or you can have it so that it goes like have all these different shapes coming out of it in different directions. Like it can get really complicated the way you can mix it up to make it like something completely different. So it's actually not as simple as it looks on first glance. Um, so we're having a lot of fun with that, and our goal is to mix it up like the craziest way we could think of. Because his brother was playing with it the other day, saying, "Oh, this is just a simple, easy Rubik's cube because it's not even a whole cube." But like now that we found out that there's like a whole nother way of mixing it where you could go in a different direction with it, we want to give it the craziest mix we could think of and then give it to his brother and say, "Okay, solve this." So we'll see how that goes this weekend. Lisa Alcazar's here. What's up, Lisa? Anyway, yeah, I love the way this guy's breaking it down. And I guess he did a lot of research, like, again, we've been doing this for years. He just recently, he'll explain it in a minute. He just recently found out about sovereign citizens and decided to look into it. And it's like, whoa, the rabbit hole goes way deeper than I thought. NCR, what's up? So anyway, let me drop the link to the video we're watching one more time and then get back into it. I got to get Mini Hez dressed. All right, let's go.
Exact results you want. These include things like only nouns matter, use as few adjectives or verbs as you can because they don't exist legally for some reason, and that every sentence you say needs to be at least 13 words and begin with the word for.
This is the court. And of all the 2 million words in the English language, we got 720 words that are syntaxed. That's it.
David Miller also claimed to have been made the king of Hawaii because he turned Hawaii into a verb, whatever that means. Another figure named Russell Gold claims to have become the Postmaster General of the United States because, again, the post office is so important. That makes him the ruler of the United States. And he did this by filing paperwork in the correct way, I guess. They also love to take old documents and pull them completely out of context to use language that gets them whatever result they want. Like, for example, the whole discretion between driving and traveling comes from old documents that say people have the freedom to travel wherever they want, not recognizing driving to be another stage up from simply walking around. But they'll pull from everything. They'll pull things from the Bible, they'll pull things from the Magna Carta, they'll pull pieces of the Constitution taken out of context. Again, leaving out the parts they don't like the 14th Amendment or whatever, and keeping the parts they do like I should be allowed to drive vehicle whenever I want, I guess. An example of this is the Moorish sovereign citizens. So the Moorish sovereign citizen group comes from something known as the Moorish Science Temple of America. So to clarify, this isn't to be confused with the Moors, which is a sect of Muslims across the world. And it's not even really the Moorish Science Temple, because it's even an offshoot of that. The Moorish Science Temple began in the 1930s and was an early predecessor to the Nation of Islam. It was founded by a man named Noble Drew Ali in the 1930s, who said that black people are actually descended from the ancient Moabites. Not the Moabites mentioned in the Old Testament of the Bible, the Canaanites, but a group of ancient Moroccans who have been kind of lost to history. So years later, groups of people from the Moorish Science Temple started to adopt these sovereign citizen ideas and work off of something from 1786 called the American-Moroccan Friendship Treaty, which for one is a really cute name for a treaty. But this was a treaty in 1786 between America and Morocco that effectively declared good standing in trade routes across the ocean between the two countries, which, fun fact, is still the longest standing treaty agreement in United States history. But they take that out of context, a document about trade laws across the Atlantic Ocean, and say instead, it is to say that any Moroccan citizen is a friend of the United States and therefore does not have to abide by United States law. And because, if you'll remember, the idea behind the Moorish Science Temple is that all members of the temple are actually descended from Moroccans, well, that's really convenient if you don't want to follow the law. You'll also see a lot of people in this side of the movement attach the words El or Bey to their name as a further connection to their supposed Moroccan roots. Some members of the group will even take it a step further and say that the only true citizens of the United States are Black Americans who are descended from ancient Moroccans. In 2021, a group of Moorish sovereign citizens were traveling through Wakefield, Massachusetts when they were stopped by the police. They were loaded up with weapons, ammunition, and body armor, and said that they were going to train at a piece of private property across the state. Despite a lot of what they had being illegal in Massachusetts, as well as their whole demeanor being, suspicious, they said because of the Moroccan Friendship Treaty, they do not have to abide by the laws of the United States, much less Massachusetts. And again, all of this is pulled off of a document from the 1700s that isn't even about the thing that they say it's about. It is so frustrating how they will pull words and concepts from anything except the thing that actually applies to whatever's happening. So normally, what this looks like in practice, either it be traffic stops or in court, is the most annoying thing you've ever seen. There are hundreds of videos you can find online, thousands of videos, I'm sure a lot of you have come across, of sovereign citizens getting in fights with police officers or getting in fights with judges because they didn't fill out a law or do something they're supposed to, and then they just want to keep fact-checking and pulling obscure phrases from documents that don't even apply to what's going on in order to say how they are immune from everything else other people have to abide by.
You might not accept it, but it doesn't mean it's not happening.
You guys are to me for no reason at all.
And you know what? If I'm being completely honest, if it just ended there, if it was just people who get pulled over by the police and say, I actually don't need a license because I don't have to follow your laws because of this piece of paper from 1840, then I would just think it's funny. Because this kind of thing never works, and most of the time it just results in a funny altercation, right? But a lot of the times, people with this ideology will use the ideas to steal money or steal property. I already talked about, like, back in the Justice Township, that whole thing kicked off because people were effectively writing fake checks. And not to mention all the people like Roger Elvick who made a living off of selling this ideology to people who most of the time were in dire straits financially and looking for any way out. But then you have figures like Barton Butts who did the same thing, trying to convince people that they could get fraudulent treasury checks in order to pay off all their bills, while conveniently only taking cash for people who, bought this ideology off of him. At one point, even convincing a woman to try to pay off the house she was getting foreclosed on with one of these false checks. And then you have figures like Ronald DeLorme, who helped found or pretend to found a fake Native American group called the Little Shell Pembina Band of North America, who claims to be a tribe that is owed 53 million acres in the United States. One of their assets was investigated for $27.9 million in Ponzi schemes. When the investigation began, the investigators got hit with $1.7 trillion worth of lawsuits. That's nothing compared to figures like Winston Shrout, who mailed over $1 quadrillion in counterfeit securities. Which, say what you want about a lot of these guys, but if you tried to get $1 quadrillion from the government, you probably believe in what you're talking about at least a little bit. If the jail time's anything to go off of. On the more humorous note, there are figures like Anna von Ritz who claim to be a common law judge in Alaska, which is a fancy way of saying they decided that they are now judge of their own private little court, which is the real court because, again, all of the American courts are illegitimate. And in 2015, Anna sent a letter to the judge ordering the arrest of the Secretary of Treasury, all of Congress and President Obama. What's really funny about that is for a while, people just thought it was a judge had ordered for the arrest of Obama, which turned a lot of heads until, common law. One of the funniest is a woman named Heather Ann Tucci Giraffe, who was a former state prosecutor, like not common law, an actual government state prosecutor, who then fell into the sovereign citizen movement and created a group called the One People's Public Trust, which in 2012 claimed to have foreclosed the government. And she did this by, of course, filling out the correct universal commercial code paperwork. So really kind of them if they are this super evil, mega corporation, to leave little ends for us like that. She claimed that after this went through, once they had actual worth value currency like gold, that's another thing, by the way, if not with their own private checks and stuff like that, a lot of these people will only accept value if it's in gold or silver. She claimed that after the government was foreclosed, all of her followers would be given $10 billion in gold. And then when the money didn't show up, she said, and I'm not kidding, that aliens had it. Her and her business partner, Randall Bean, were wanted by the government for about $2 million in financial fraud. And they arrest Bean, and then they go to arrest her, only to find out that she was at the White House trying to demand a conversation with, at the time, President Donald Trump. A lot of the time, again, the majority of the time, these sovereign citizen stories are just funny. They're just kind of a goofy scenario of someone getting out of their depth with trying to understand the legal system or courts or something like that, right? But then you have situations like this where people are legitimately being hurt financially, or they're having liens put against their house, like I mentioned earlier. You have forms of paper terrorism that do damage people's lives. But in other scenarios, sadly, you have people who are members of these groups doing things much worse. In 1995, the Oklahoma City bombing, the largest terrorist attack in the United States until 9/11, was committed by Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols. Terry Nichols was a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen. This was also a year before the Montana standoff that I mentioned earlier, so you had this whole realm of hate against the government that was happening at once, and people who were doing very evil things in the name of that. That isn't to say that these ideologies create monsters, but this kind of rhetoric, the idea that everyone in power is part of some super evil conspiracy that is trying to take you for all you're worth, rather than just, the way the world works sometimes, it causes a lot of people to do a lot of bad things. Or at least people who are already willing to do bad things are attracted by the aesthetics of it.
That's one of the points that, as you guys that have been following me for a while know, that's one of the points that I'm always making. And always try to hammer home to these idiots that they don't understand. These freaking douche canoes, it's like that the mindset that you guys are using as an excuse to do what you do, like, you could look at someone like, one of my favorite examples is Selma, right? Auditing America. It's blatantly obvious that he doesn't actually believe in his rhetoric. He's doing it for the money. Flat out. Hey, I got over 500 million views, man. I have over 500 million views. Did you know I have over 500 million views? Like, that's all he ever talks about. Or like Silence Boy or Casey Camera Boy. They flat out just flash their money. Like, they don't even begin to care. They know that they only use the rhetoric so that technically, if they were in court, they could say, hey, I was a journalist working on a story. I even said it. The guy said, what are you doing? I said, I'm working on a story. What's the problem? I don't understand. Right? They don't actually give a crap. They don't care. But when it gets dangerous is when you're selling these ideas to people who do believe it. And they do think that if they're doing this, if they're, whatever the idea is, if I'm filming a camera and I'm saying I'm pressed, then I could literally do anything and go anywhere. Like, no, you can't. And people start, there's no such thing as trespassing. You can't trespass me because I have eyes, and you can't trespass the eyes, and I have eyes, so you can't trespass me. It's like, then it becomes impossible for anyone to ever be asked to leave anywhere. I just saw a video the other day of somebody frauditing a Dunkin' Donuts or something like that in the store and wouldn't leave. Like, Taser Tuesday. Oh, enjoy Tasing News Now Voodoo. Thank you, Griffey, for the $2.
No, Griffey, I thought you weren't going to be here today. Well, it's just because you're not supposed to remember it's Taser Tuesday. Why do you guys think I turned off the sound this morning, huh? Because it was Taser Tuesday and I didn't want to get tasified. And now you're going to turn on the taser later? I don't think so, man. Quacka crap. Kangaroo poo! Ow! Oh no! Ow! Crocodile!
I love you guys. Uncle Artie, what's up? I'm going to them for all their views, right? Mr. Thomas says, good morning, Hezokuai family question. When did Joe Namath play for the New York Jets? Every Sunday. Hey there. Hey, Uncle Artie. Yeah, we were just watching. I found this guy. I'll drop the link again. I've never seen the guy before. I've never seen any of his videos, but apparently he's got like 5 million subscribers. And this video has like 1.5 million views. He made a video about sovereign citizens, and I thought it was interesting hearing a third party's point of view on this sovereign citizen movement. And, you know, I'm going to sue all the frauditors for all their views. Yeah. But anyway, again, it's always the idea that like people who's anyone, whether it's any level of sovereign citizens, frauditors, sovereign citizens, Moors, all of them, start selling this idea. And it's like I always say, you know, it's the same concept. Like if you make it to where anyone, if you're holding up a camera, no one is allowed, like legally allowed to say a word to you and have to just allow you to just roam around the building doing whatever you want. Well, once that becomes normal, how long is it going to take before criminals figure out that that's all they have to do is pull out their phone and pretend they're filming, and then they can just go in anywhere and do anything? Like these ideas in and of themselves are dangerous ideas, and people do take them to those extremes. That's why, like, people will say, like, oh, well, you use Kootenai County Press as an example because he shot somebody. That was one guy. Or you use NorCal Cop Watch because he was a kitty diddler or whatever. You know, like, you always use the most extreme examples. It's like, right, exactly. That's what your mentality leads to. That's the personality type, the type of people that are attracted to this idea set. We point to these criminals. You say, oh, well, there are people on your side that have a criminal record. How come you're not going after them? The criminal record isn't the point. The point is it's the mentality behind it. Why do you hate cops? Because I got caught breaking the law. So is it because they did something wrong by catching you? Or you shouldn't have been breaking the law in the first place, you butterbrain? Douche canoes, oh douche canoes, potato brain, douche canoes. What? Or are you just singing background vocals? What's your favorite Christmas song right now? I don't know that one. Oh, okay. I don't remember how that goes. Oh, all right. I thought he was going to sing a Christmas carol, but I guess not. Is that the one that goes, up on the rooftop, reindeer paws, out comes good old Santa Claus, down through the chimney with lots of toys, all for the little ones' Christmas joys. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Yeah. Did you never showed the people your shirt? They want to see it. Come on. He's being weird. Why are you being weird? Go grab that black thing off the thing for me, please. Pretty please. Pretty please with sugar on top. Move it, move it, move it. What's with him this morning? He gets these mornings every once in a while, in case you guys haven't noticed. If he wakes up grumpy, forget it. Come on, boy. Move it or lose it. Don't make me come over there. I ain't gonna do that. It's all good. Let's finish this up.
Or in cases like Jared Fogle, yes, the subway guy who was convicted for all of those things he was convicted for, tried to use sovereign citizen arguments while in prison to get off of his prison time. Of course, it didn't work, but the arguments aren't so funny when they're being used for explicitly evil excuses. In 2003, in Abbeville, South Carolina, 2 police officers were killed by a family of 3 who were self-proclaimed individuals, sovereign citizens, whatever, who decided to kill some police officers who were near their property. In the 2010 West Memphis shootings, which was caught on a police dash cam, 2 police officers pulled over a father and son who had weed as well as weapons in their vehicle, and when they stepped out of the car, they killed the 2 police officers who pulled them over. It later being found out that the 2 of them were identified sovereign citizens. A sovereign citizen in 2016 committed the Baton Rouge police shootings, in which 4 police officers were killed. At least 4 were killed on scene. 1 died 6 years later in 2022 from injuries he sustained during the shooting. And perhaps one of the most recent tragedies to come from this, in 2021, the Waukesha Christmas parade attacks. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember the videos of the SUV driving through a crowded parade and hitting as many people as it could. Darrell Brooks was a sovereign citizen. So much so that, like many sovereign citizens, he elected to represent himself in court.
Yeah, that's whatever. Here, look, buddy. Show him your shirt. I love you. Minnie has such a good boy. Look at the. How cool is that? It's Santa Claus doing the dab.
I'm taller.
You're taller than me now. Oh no. That's the big bad. Big bad has a Minnie has. I love you. He's such a good boy. Oh, who wouldn't go? Oh, who wouldn't go? Y'all can come over here and pay your bar tab. Uncle Artie wants us to pay.
Pay for Voodoo pooping on your records?
Oh, yeah, Voodoo's pooping on everyone's records these days. I'm telling you, he's a troublemaker. This morning, that's why my show was messed up, because he didn't want to get tased on Taser Tuesday. Yeah, this is my, it keeps me warm. When I'm at work all day, this is actually, like, legit, this is how I dress at work. I'll show you guys, because, I got to leave soon anyway. Here, I'll show you. When I go to work, because I work outside, and today, it's supposed to be like, it's supposed to get colder throughout the day. And by tomorrow, it's supposed to be like 9 degrees out. Well, 5 with the wind chill, yeah. Like, I literally wear this when I'm at work. Like this. I tighten this up, though. There's like extra. I have it all set up when I'm at work. There you go. And this, I actually keep him on top, and I strap him down around here like this. And then I'll have my coat on for sure. And this is what I look like when I'm working. So if you ever see a guy like this. That's me. I never realized how silly I look. I just wanted to be warm. But now that I'm looking at myself, I'm like, oh, you actually do that? Yeah, I do. Well, I don't care. As long as I don't freeze to death, who cares what I look like? As long as I'm alive. And as long as you're alive, I'll always be happy. You and, of course, your brother and your sisters are all that really matters to me. To me. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, the wind blows. My kids are all that really matters to me. To me. All right, let's go. All right, where are we at? This is 6 minutes left in this video. It's about 6 minutes until the cupcake happy dance. Let's go. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, visit Crippled Cat dressed like that.
And then while in court, tried to make a bunch of sovereign citizen arguments. A lot of it resulted in him getting thrown out of the courtroom. Thankfully, I guess, it also resulted in him doing a bad job. But it went from being something comedic to something frustrating, seeing someone who was so evil talk about all of these different reasons and loopholes that he should be let off for the crime, knowing while he was sitting in that courtroom in the first place, it changes perspective. At the end of the day, I think there are three kinds of people in the whole like sovereign citizen zeitgeist, right? There's people who have a chip on their shoulder, like Daryl Brooks, people who want to hurt people and see it as an avenue to do it. And then you've got snake oil salesmen and people who could really use some snake oil. You have people who know what they're doing, who are selling an ideology to people who are willing to buy, and then you have the people who are willing to buy because they're desperate. The majority of people who try to do these things are people who have a court case coming up that they don't know how they're going to afford a lawyer, so maybe this is a way to get out of it. Or people who are down on their luck in poverty and don't know how they're going to be able to afford their house, and then someone tells them that there's secret money that they can get from the government, and they have no choice but to hope it's real. And the vast majority of them, like I said, they mostly make for funny courtroom videos, right? That's how I found out about them in the first place. But on pretty much every other side of it, it's either something evil or something tragic. If there is a fourth kind of sovereign citizen, if there's the 1 in a million out there who thinks this is real, who does not have any, preconceived mental illness that makes them think this way, if they earnestly think that the government is a super evil corporation that they can just file the right paperwork to get out of, it's so frustrating because in a sense, they're so close, right? Like, yes, the government does make laws that benefit them and do things for profit. That's great. What are you going to do with that information? And then they're like, I'm going to file a 1099 that gets me $20 million. And it's like, okay. Most of the time with these cases, the people become the very thing that they accuse the powers at be of being capable of, right? They say that the government is full of these evil leaders who are running their secret courts and then stealing money from us. And their response to that is to create these miniature courts where they elect to hang people on their own and then use fake checks to steal money. It's like so many of them aren't mad that the government has some superpower, it's that they just want to have that superpower. But for the like 5 sovereign citizens out there who are good-willed and just want to find a way to win in the world, I promise you there are better ways to go about it besides whatever all of this was. And honestly, I don't know what all of this was. I have been on a bender reading about this whole thing. This video started as, oh, these courtroom videos are kind of funny. I wonder what that's about. And then it got to Moorish science temples and standoffs with the FBI, which it always comes back to that somehow for me. And yeah, I don't know what this was. I don't know how this became what it is, but I wasn't going to do all of that and not tell you all about it. So you're welcome for whatever suffering I just put you through, and good, I hope it hurt. But
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so that's the first time I saw that channel. It's called Wedding Goon or Weddagoon. I like it. I think he's cool. I'll check out some of his other videos. Round of applause for Weddagoon. Great to see it. And another thing, like he says, like at the end there, that's always been a point of mine, right? Is that this whole sovereign citizen thing, like, and he says it, it's like it gets really difficult with a lot of these guys, because if you actually sit down and get into a conversation with them, like an actual real conversation, they will start to bring up things that the government does do wrong. And that's a big part of the problem, is because it's like they'll bring up real points, legitimate points that you can see having legitimate beef, so that you might have beef with, right? Because they'll always like to turn around and say, "Oh, you just love the government and licking boots and kissing butt." It's like, no, I don't. But I do know that trying to defraud the government out of money, or trying to defraud people out of money, isn't the answer. I certainly know that standing at a post office like this with my phone all day isn't the answer. I know that standing on the corner swearing at cops when they pull someone over isn't going to fix anything. None of their answers to these things are the correct answer. You can't, like, we're not denying that there are issues, that there are problems. But the stuff that you guys are talking about is like conspiracy theory, crazy nonsense. And it's frustrating because there are real problems. There are things we could deal with. The example that I always used to use, and I've used on the air many times, is the license, the registering your vehicle. Like here, for example, and I know in some places it's way more, in some places it's less. But I know here it's $85 is the standard to register a regular vehicle. It's a different price if it's a truck. It's a different price if it's a hybrid. But if somebody came to me and said $85 is too much, I'll have that argument with you. But to say that we shouldn't have to pay it anyway, so I'm not going to pay it or get a license or do it, and then it's like, then it becomes like, no, it's just a conspiracy theory to steal money. It's nuts. But it doesn't matter because it's time for the Cupcake Happy Dance. Let's go. All right. Okay. Olay. All right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this beautiful Tuesday. It's colder than a penguin's patootie out there, and I'm going to go stand in it all day. There she is! All right! Great to see you. Great to have you here. Great to see all of you. Holy crap, Hammer Sandwich. Minnie has just fell back asleep. He's literally sitting right there like this, completely out of it. So I got to wake him up and get him to school. I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. You're the best fans in the world. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all shook up.